Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are at in the world. TGIF, everybody. Welcome to this channel, Freya's Crone. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. And welcome back to my returning subscribers from my channel. I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys and all the love and support that you've been giving me on this YouTube journey. So when you come into this live stream, give me a Fonzie, either by double tapping the screen or just simply hitting a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know how this general reading is resonating with you. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that you know when I post videos or when I go live. All of that helps out the channel, and I'm very grateful for all of your love and support. All right. So I'm fidgeting, as you can tell. Okay, so this video is for the element of fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And today is Friday. So on Friday's day, we always pull divine feminine messages. So for Freya's day, for the element of fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, beautiful goddesses, divine feminines, what would you like to bring to the fire element's attention? So the mother of believers, I'm spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. So she is all dressed in red, which represents the root chakra, where we feel secure within ourselves. We feel rich. Even if you don't have money, you still feel abundant. You feel rich. You realize that money cannot buy happiness. Yeah, it could buy you a little toy to make you happy for about a total of 5 seconds. And then you get bored with it, you put it up on the shelf and forget about it, right? So it's like a waste of money. So we have Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. So Inanna, Inanna, I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize. Beautiful divine feminine Inanna, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. And Akalanda, the goddess of never not broken. Everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. Okay, so cover, right? I gotta cover a part of. So I never had the second goddess come out, Akalanda. I've not heard her before, so she's stepping up into the plate as a new goddess for the element of fire. So Inanna, or Nana, however you want to pronounce it. I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, divine feminine. Please forgive me. All right, and it is 2:02. So today is July 10th, 2026, 7:11. So we are mastering very hard lessons today. And that's what the opening message has been for each element. We are mastering really hard lessons. Because if you take the master number 11, you add it to a 7, you get a 9. It talks about mastering them very hard lessons. What are we mastering those hard lessons for? Our soul's growth. Because, just like we grow on a physical level, we also grow on a spiritual level. It's like we regrow, because the closer we are to coming from the womb, the less socially shaped we are. The more we grow up physically, the more socially shaped we come, and the more we got to find missing parts of ourselves that we dropped off along our journey into adulthood. All right. So 711 is the energy. So it adds up to a 9, which talks about the hard lessons that we learn for our soul's path. So Inanna is 202, 202, which adds up to a 4, which talks about what we're building, what we're growing, what we're are being protected, right? It talks about putting that block into whatever we put our time, our energy, and our focus into, and making sure that that block is firmly cemented into our foundation. All right. So 202 for the element of fire. Inanna represents the power that comes back to us when we accept and integrate our shadow. Inanna was the most prominent female deity in ancient Mesopotamia. At the height of her worship around the Uruk period of 4000 to 2000 BCE, temples and shrines dedicated to Inanna lined the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. Her name is Sumerian for Lady of Heaven. Her temples house her priestesses, and they each would take a man to bed with them on the spring equinox to reenact the divine marriage, or Hieros Gamos, between Inanna and her consort Dumuzi. Dumuzi, I don't know. The Hieros Gamos is an ancient ritual of uniting the opposites from within, the male and the female, the light and the dark, and most especially heaven and earth. This theme occurs in accounts of Inanna's descent into the underworld to find her sister Ereshkigal. She must take off an article of clothing at each of the 7 gates so that when she finally reaches her sister, she is naked. So each of the 7 gates, that would be Christ consciousness, clean up here, the 7th gate where we are vulnerable to accepting the truth of who we are on a soul level. All right. I just want to specify that. All right. So she went into the underworld. She went into the darkness to find them missing pieces. She is naked, and when Inanna ascends, she does so with Eshrinkigal's power. So she's coming into your essence today, fire signs, telling you to go into the depths of your own unconscious to merge with your twin sister self. So emerge with the other half of yourself. When you're on a twin flame journey, that's what happens. We go through that period of darkness. We go through that dark night of the soul so that we can merge our shadow self with our light self and come into a state of balance, come into that state of power. All right. She becomes more powerful because she is no longer using consciousness, psychic energy to keep her shadow or negative attributes hidden deep underground. She courageously descends and faces the aspects of herself that are hard to get to when she's fully dressed or cloaked heavily in the ego. Inanna is an invitation to get naked. She wants us to drop our defenses. She wants us to see how holy and sacred it is to be vulnerable. As above, so below. This is an alchemical adage that suggests heaven and earth are not so separate. It suggests that within us, deep down in the dark cages where we place parts of ourselves, the truth that exists there also exists right here on the surface of our everyday lives. So if we're exerting great amounts of energy to keep from seeing our shadow, it is actually playing a large role in your conscious life. When we can face what we think is dark or negative about us, I mean, really embrace it and see it for what it is, a beautiful broken place that's a call for love, then we can emerge more whole. We can marry the light and the dark aspects of our being. And in uniting with our twin sister from the depths, we can stop projecting her onto other women. We can see and own the hot mess we often are and not get sabotaged by it. The light must cast a shadow, and the high priestess is the one who gets called to love them both. So ask yourself, can I love my shadow as much as my light? I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. So fire signs, it's about going into the depths of your shadow side, embracing them, and then uniting them within yourself, the light and the dark, by accepting everything, every part of yourself, all the brokenness, all the flaws, all the mistakes, all the choices that we have made throughout our journey, because this is part of being human. Not one damn human on this earth is perfect. I don't care who you are. You're not perfect, and if you're perfect, you really need to go into your ego. Okay, if you feel that you have nothing left to learn or if you feel that you're perfect, or you feel that there is nothing wrong with you, and that every choice that you've been made has been the perfect choice, you got issues. You need to go face that. Because we've all made bad choices at one point in time in our life. We've all made bad choices. We've all made mistakes. We've all had to learn. So facing all of that, all right? So I'm talking to my twin flamers here. Again, this is gonna be one of them readings. It's gonna take a right turn, Clyde. All right, you're gonna get a bam bam upside your skull. Not literally, but metaphorically. Metaphorically, all right. That is gonna knock the ego out and allow you to see the truth of who you are and the mistakes that have made you, the choices that have created you. Every day is a learning process. We all have skeletons in our closet. If you claim you don't have a skeleton, or if you're out there digging up other people's skeletons, then you need to look within yourself. Because if there's nobody that's better than one another, there is nobody that made bad choices, there is nobody that has not made mistakes. I don't care who you are. I don't care. And it frustrates me when I come across people who are so egotistical that say, oh, I have nothing left to learn. Or I've learned everything I needed to learn, have it. Or I come across people who feel they can walk on water just like they're Jesus when they're Antichrist. Or people who judge other people for the choices that they have made instead of looking within thyself and addressing their own shadows, their own skeletons. Why would you want to go in somebody else's closet and dance with their skeletons when you can't even address your own skeletons? They're all bones. Get into the nitty gritty of the situation. All right. Sorry for the rant, but that upsets me. I've had that happen to me. All right. So, Akalana. Okay. A number 96, which is a 15, which rules a 6. So a 6 and a 4 is a 10. That's today. 710. People who, you know what else lets me? People who could never walk in somebody else's shoes. Who judge them because they've never experienced the trauma or the suffering that they've experienced. People who cannot walk in somebody else's shoes have no right to judge. None. All right, so Akalanda represents the essence of the phoenix. She is the indestructible energy that embraces change. She knows that everything is conspiring to transform her into only more love and light. Akalanda is an elusive goddess from Hindu mythology. Her full name is, oh, I ain't even gonna I'm not even gonna begin to pronounce that. Oh my god. Ishwari in Sanskrit means female power or goddess. And Akalanda means never not broken. Thank you, Akalanda, for that beautiful message, because that's what I was exactly trying to get across here. So she is the goddess of never not broken. She can never be broken because she always is. She is the embodiment of what we try to avoid. Dissolution of our ego's identity. Her power is unparalleled. She radiates a potent joy that's the goal to change, transform, and transformation or pain. There is very little written about her. She is to be known through experience. She is an intimate interior goddess that we meet when we are in the darkest moments of grief and heartbreak. She shows us where our energy is trapped, where we have been stifled in routines or others' expectations of us. And she whispers the liberation we will experience once we let ourselves break open and allow the new expression of ourselves to come blazing through. She reminds us that we always have the power to choose to see every event as yet another opportunity to become more light, to become more of the radiant soul we are here to be. Today she comes to you, fire signs, Many of us exert tremendous energy in the effort to not break or fall apart. When we resist our grief, our heartbreak, or we deny the need to change until the choice no longer feels like it's ours. Something sideswipes us in talk about the bam bam on the ego. Hello? The choice no longer feels like it's ours. Something sideswipes us in ordinary life and shatters who we think we are and how we identify ourselves. Here, here's what Akalanda reminds us. Vulnerability is our greatest strength. If we are always in, we can never break. Akalanda is most intimate and personally powerful goddess because she meets us in those moments when we can feel most alone, most exposed, and most afraid. She models how to thrive in the midst of change. She uses pain to joyfully and purposely transform. She sees everything as an opportunity to release what isn't serving her. And she knows that being broken isn't failure or is something that we should avoid. It's actually the whole point. Because listen, the light can't shine through the wall if it's not broken, right? In other words, nobody is built perfectly. We've all been broken. We've all been hurt. We all walked through grief, pains, suffering, trauma. We've all did it. We are here to let our idea of ourselves go up in flames so that beneath ashes, the soft core of who we truly are rises, and so that we remember that it's not the heart that ever breaks, it's the ego. The heart only expands. Okay? Alrighty. So, going through an ego death where you're realizing that you have nothing to hide, right? You have nothing to hide. Fire signs. When you integrate that shadow and that dark, there is no skeletons. They're all sitting around the table having tea with you, munching on all your cookies so you're not getting any. I'd smack their hands. Put it down. All right, Inanna. So what do the fire signs need? What is their intuition telling them, Inanna Goddess? Thank you, Divine Feminine. Remember to breathe. Look, number 10. So breathe it out. See the heart? Breathe it out. Okay, Akalanda. Thank you for showing up for the element of fire. Thank you for the bam bam upside the ego head. Expect the best. 21. On the bottom of the deck, pray. Be flexible. Because somebody has a decision to make. What direction do you want to go in? So your intuition is telling you to pray, or you pray like I do. All right. See the angel here? Your angels heard your prayers. That's what your gut is telling you. The angels heard your prayers. For some of you, you may have to stop like an offering to your ancestors or offer them something, right? Offer them something. And then be more flexible with how your prayers get answered. All right. I apologize for that. So Inanna is telling you your intuition. My spiritual teacher once said there are no real emergencies, only opportunities and invitations to grow your soul. Some situations feel more intense and urgent than others, but all will be manageable if we remember to breathe properly. Breathing is a gateway to the sixth sense and receiving your higher vibration, right? The Christ consciousness, the 7 layers, right? Being vulnerable at the root chakra, being vulnerable at the solar plexus, right? Being vulnerable with your power, being vulnerable in the heart space and giving and receiving, being vulnerable with your truth, speaking your truth, being honest, right? Being vulnerable with your third eye, seeing something for what it is, knowing right? Knowing that you got to do something with the Christ consciousness. Some situations, okay, already read that. Breathing is a gateway to the sixth sense and receiving higher vibrations. When you hold your breath, you deprive yourself of spirit and enter the deliberating, fear-based state of fight or flight. That's the shadow side. The ego, the shadow side that keeps you in this fear-based fight or flight energy. It's either fight your way, be angry and fight your way out, or you're running with your little tennis shoes on. All right. Losing all access to higher awareness. By remembering to breathe slowly and deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth, remain connected to divine guidance and higher protection when you feel in danger or threatened. Also, the power of prayer. You've been asking to grow on a soul level, and for this reason, life may feel more challenging than usual. Take it as a sign of your soul's growth, the 711 soul's growth, this hard lesson, whatever this challenge is, that's hard, extremely hard to get through, that you have to face on the shadow side. Stay calm, stay cool, and connect to your higher power through breath. You don't have to know what you're doing right now or even have a plan of action. Just continue breathing and remain open in the heart and mind to higher guidance. Take a deep breath right now. Inhale and exhale. See what I mean? And when you do this, literally your crown chakra will start spinning. Do it 3 times, like within a 5-minute time frame. I guarantee your crown chakra is going to start spinning. Okay, so 21 with Akalanda, and expect the best. You're being advised by your higher self and guides to start each day expecting divine guidance to direct, support, and happily surprise you. By entering a state of expectation, you create a vacuum in your vibration. The universe doesn't tolerate a vacuum, so it will seek to fill it with exactly what you expect. If you expect struggle, you attract struggle. That's that darkness. If you expect guidance, synchronicity, and celestial gifts, you attract that as well. Your guides are advising you to shift your awareness to positive expectations, which acts like a magnet and attracts all you need when you need it. It creates a powerful vibration that will be felt and answered by your guides immediately. Take the risk and expect good vibes, and they will show up. So I feel like fire signs, you have been doing this. You've been praying. You've been standing in your divine power. You've been praying for something. And I see 1021, which adds up to a 4. 30 adds up to a 4, and you got a 40. So 444. So don't take a rigid stance. Right? Remember to breathe it out. When you breathe in, you breathe in the light. When you exhale stagnant energy. You exhale anything that no longer serves you. All right. Inanna, what is a fire signs? What's a hard lesson they're learning to be of this? I feel good when I can help others. Akalana, what is a hard lesson that fire signs are learning? Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Be more flexible, right? Trust the process. Trust your prayers have been heard. Expect the best. So don't doubt, right? Don't doubt your situation. Breathe it out. You have nothing to hide, right? You are flawed just like everybody else. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Surrender. Release the need to control. So somebody needs to let go of something, or somebody lost something, or someone, or a situation because they didn't appreciate it. They were trying to control it, right? See the humor in it. Somebody could have been laughing at somebody's pain. Um, just like I had said, a lot of people cannot walk. When you're on a twin flame journey, you go through a lot of pain and suffering. A lot. I mean, a lot. A lot of trauma. You experience a lot of trauma. You experience a lot of, and then, you know, you go through, at least for me, this rebellious stage. Once I come out of my little peanut shell, I went through this rebellious stage and I started rebelling, because of I carried so much anger and resentment and all kinds of things within me that, you know, I mean, I'm telling you this because this is part of my story. And if there's a piece of my story that can help you heal, it was worth me telling you. So, what I mean is, being on a twin flame journey, you know, there's people who've not experienced, nobody is going to experience the exact same another person. And you get these people out here who think it's funny, right? They think it's funny that you've been traumatized. They think it's funny that you've been a child of SA. Or they think it's funny because they've never walked or experienced it. They don't know what it feels like. So they find humor in it. They think it's it's funny because, you know, so and so was RAPED, you know, they were great, right? You know, and then you carry these shadows, you carry these wounds, and you're afraid to face them. Because why? Because you're afraid of being persecuted, you're afraid of being judged, you're afraid of being vulnerable against other people, because it makes you question things. You don't trust anybody. You're always walking in this traumatic dark energy. It's going through that dark night of soul. You're always codependent. There's little things in it I've learned because I've been through that dark night of the soul. I know what it feels like to have nobody in your corner. I know what it feels like to be alienated by the people that you love the most, who judge you the harshest. You know, I was adopted, so I know what it feels like to be abandoned. I know what it feels like to be rejected. I know what it feels like to be homeless. You know, I've experienced all of that. And then you got these narcissistic people who think it's funny, right? And they try to keep you in this broken energy. So, twin flames, you are being asked to go into that depth of that shadow, address that dark night of the soul, breathe it out, because this is going to be a hard one it's going to be a hard pill to swallow for somebody out there. All right. So, is this hard lesson that they need to let go of for Inanna when it comes to service? Ha! Ego. How about that? What did I say about the bam bam upside the head? Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others. You can't make this up. So somebody needs to address their masculine side here. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So you're learning a lesson about being of service to others and accepting all of the brokenness within yourself. Being grateful, right? Cultivate gratitude for everything that has broke you. Doubt, a hard lesson of doubt. What is this hard lesson? What do they need to surrender when it comes to this hard lesson? To spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn a situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic for you. Expect the best. Right? Expect the best. Because, if, like I said, if you haven't been broken, if you haven't went through whatever your experience is, because we're all here we're all experiencing different things. Your journey isn't like mine. My journey is not like yours. Okay? Allow the light to shine, right? Let go of doubt. Let go of the need to know the answer when it comes to divine timing, when it comes to achieving a goal. So you're being asked to surrender to your spirit guides. Because somebody is here to be of service to earth. So I'm telling you, surrender your soul's path. What did I say? It's okay to set healthy boundaries in relationships. Practicing expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. So set boundaries. People who take advantage of you, right? Speak your needs. Say no. Focus on your own happiness. You're not going to make everybody else happy. That's the thing, right? You're not going to make everybody else happy. So it's okay to say no. So somebody is embracing the lesson of people pleasing, always making everybody else happy, sacrificing their own happiness for other people, right? It's okay to be of service for people. It really is. But be grateful, right? It's okay to say no. It really is. I'm telling you. Speak no. You don't, and that's the thing, because I'm seeing a ton of wands, and a ton of wands talks about giving your power away to people. Giving your power away to people, allowing them to take advantage of you. Not having healthy boundaries within relationships. This is somebody, I feel like you pray a lot, fire signs. You place boundaries, and you got people who are very egotistical who break them boundaries. They break them because they're egotistical. All right, so let's go ahead, and it is raining, which is good because we need the rain. All right, and Nana, so surrender your ego, be of service. Eight of Raphael. So it talks about moving on. Doing what is right for you, fire signs. Doing what is right for you. Not doing what everybody else wants you to do. The Eight of Raphael talks about leaving people, places, and situations behind. Going on that spiritual journey. Crossing that bridge. Knowing that there is something better out there for you. You know that you have something to do on earth. Yes, it can feel good when you help others. But you get these people who take advantage of your brokenness. They take advantage of your heart. You have to learn to set healthy boundaries and do what is right for your own happiness. Stop sacrificing your own happiness to make other people happy, right? All right, so Akalanda, expect the best, doubt, the need to know all the answers. So Spirit's working something up behind the scenes for you guys. Again, something you prayed for, but you need to be more flexible in how it comes to you. Because you have a decision to make. You may have a decision to make about what direction you want to go in. Yeah, laugh. So you had somebody who was laughing at you, trying to make you feel rejected. This is somebody who didn't appreciate you. Somebody who was trying to control your mind, control your ego, control your willpower. All right. So Akalana, doubt, surrender to spirit, expect the best. Five of Ariel. So the Five of Ariel talks about your negative thoughts that create the doubts, negative thoughts, the ego that create, like they come, like that's what you attract. Your doubt, your ego, your negative thoughts is what you attract to you. Spirit's telling you you're not alone. You're not alone. We're with you. So for somebody here tried to break you, but you're already broken, right? This is somebody who tried to break you. They tried to break, possibly end you with the 8 and 5, which is a 13. Tried to break, tried to end you totally. Maybe tried to humiliate you. But you said, no, not going to allow it. I'm praying because I know I'm not alone, right? I'm praying because I know I'm not alone. I know it. I'm handing this situation over to the divine, and I'm allowing Spirit to take care of this situation. I've learned my lesson of doubting my spirit team. I've learned a lesson of, not being appreciated, not being valued, people taking advantage of me. So somebody is realizing that their prayers have been heard and that help is coming in. So you need to expect the best possible outcome, because this person wanted you to feel alone. They didn't want you to feel like you had spirit around you. So you're stronger than what you think you are. You won the battle. You won the battle. You tamed that beast. You had this. You had the power. You had the power of self-confidence against somebody who was trying. They were laughing at your pain, right? They were laughing at your pain. They thought it was funny. This is somebody who could have been playing with your mind, your ego. It's like you knew that you were here to do something. You knew it. So let's pull another card here. Yeah, strength. I'm telling you. Oh, look. Strength and Queen of Michael. In the upright position. So somebody took advantage of your kindness. They took advantage of your strength, your courage, your power. This is somebody who knew exactly what they wanted to do. They knew that you wanted to, it's like, I know what to do, right? I know what to do. Let's mess with this person's mind, right? I'm going to use my insight and, I'm going to get into this person's energy, into their solar plexus. I'm going to try to humble them, right? I'm going to try to humble them and make them feel neglected and abandoned and rejected. And then I'm going to sit back here and I'm going to laugh at them because I'm ego. This is somebody who abused their power with Inanna, the high priestess. This is somebody who abused their power to try to control somebody's willpower. This person tried to control and manipulate somebody's willpower. And they thought it was funny because they wanted you to doubt your connection to spirit. They wanted you to doubt your intuition. They wanted to keep in this repetitive cycle of negative thoughts because they know that your mind is magnetic. They thought it was funny. They thought it was funny to manipulate your free will, to try to control you. But you said no and walked away and said, no, I don't need it. Yeah, they tried to attach something to you. Right? They tried to attach something to you. This person is very egotistical, very self-centered. It's like they're in this know-it-all energy, trying to keep possibly going into your dreams, casting illusions over you. Got paid to do it. They didn't invite you. They wanted you to feel rejected. They wanted you to be all paranoid. Yeah, feel imprisoned in your head, right? Feel imprisoned in your head. They made a bad investment because they didn't want to change. But Archangel Michael done stepped up in the house and said, nope, this cycle's over. Now somebody believes in themselves because they're on this twin flame journey. Now they're gathering up a community of people who believe in them because they believe in their self. Definitely somebody invading your boundaries. Somebody who doesn't honor somebody's boundaries. They don't care. They don't care. Give me a 5 of Ariel with the doubt. Yep. 8 of Michael. They played a lot of mind games with you. They wanted you to stay caged, right? And that's the truth. Come into your dreams, cause a lot of nightmares, gave you a lot of mental turmoil, tried to hinder your progress, caused a lot of roadblocks. I'm telling you, with intrusive thoughts, right? With communication, intrusively getting in your head, intrusively putting negative self-fulfilling prophecies in your head, causing you to doubt your own thoughts, causing you to doubt your connection to spirit. Yep. Right? Keeping you trapped. They didn't want you to see your way out of a situation. They did not want you to see your way out of a situation. They wanted you in this energy of abandoned, rejected, left out in the cold, homeless. So they manipulated your thoughts. They gave you intrusive thoughts by manipulating your free will, manipulating your thoughts. And then they sat and laughed at you. They thought it was funny. This is somebody who, you know, thought they were being kind. It's like they come in as a kind individual, but it wasn't. Caused you a lot of grief. Alrighty. 8 of Ariel. Yep. But I feel like you mastered something. You've mastered something you've been working on. What you did is you mastered that healing. You've mastered that work. So the angel pointing at something. You answered the call. You answered the call. You found your purpose. And you handed it all over to Spirit. Allowed Spirit to point out where your next step is. And Spirit is telling you, congratulations, you did the work. This person was very sneaky, very shady, going around, gathering up a group of people behind your back, pointing a lot of fingers, gossiping, being very immature. This was planned the whole time. They were focusing in on you. This was planned the whole time to collaborate with you. Alrighty, let's move on. fire signs. Okay, can I have a final message for the element of fire, please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Please and thank you. So yeah, leap of faith. So you got the full card here. I'm ready to take a leap of faith, angels. Thank you for doing it with me. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You're ready to take a leap of faith, and you know Spirit got your back. And you're expecting the best possible outcome. Why? Because you've been praying. You've been praying for the angels to help you, to make you more flexible, and to trust in divine timing. So Bridget, come out for, I think, the element of air. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. Moving back to a wholeness. And all them little pieces, all them little puzzle pieces, they're fitting, but they're not perfectly fit, right? There's still cracks and crevices. There's still, the puzzle pieces may fit in there, but the puzzle pieces are not a perfect fit. They fit, but they're not perfect, right? And that was the whole message here. Nobody is perfect. The goddess of never not broken. Move yourself back into a state of wholeness. Integrating that darkness and that light. Taking control of your power. Not allowing other people to take advantage of you. You're divinely protected. Cords are being cut. You're moving beyond the limited mindset. And you're learning to trust your spirit team again. By trusting your intuition and expecting the best possible outcome. Why? Because you're shifting out of that negative mindset. You are freeing yourself from not seeing something clearly here. Facing that shadow. That truth. Yep, the person trying to persecute you. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you. And that's exactly what you're doing. I don't know where it's at. Right here. Following that inner call. Being called. You're following it. This person persecuted you, pointed a lot of fingers at you, tried to ruin your reputation. Yeah, a hater projecting upon you. Because they seen you were happy. You were living a happy life. You wanted joy, peace, happiness, right? You expressed no, and they didn't care. They still violated it. Now you got a new beginning coming here through. You got a new beginning coming. You're shining your beautiful light into the world. They were envious and jealous of your beauty, right? So be aware if this person wants to come back around. Mercury retrograde. And, you know, maybe try to tell you the truth or try to explain themselves, explain something to you. Remember, right? This is the exact same person who tried to alienate you. You can say no. You've already learned that lesson. You can say no. It's a complete sentence. You've already learned the lesson. That's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Give me a crystal, some crystals. Amethyst. Self-protection, vulnerability, and boundaries. Spirit of Arm, be able to teach me how to set boundaries. Whilst trusting my instincts so that I am not afraid to be vulnerable. Thank you, Aho. And that is like the message, right? Being vulnerable. Fire agate, camaraderie, stamina, and balance. Milk, teach me how to pace myself so that I have strength and energy to reach my goals. Thank you, Aho. Strength and energy. Venus is in Leo to reach your goals. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, fire signs. That is your reading. Have a great day. Thank you for all the thumbs up. I appreciate each and one of you guys, and I will see you soon.